What if I told you that divorce isn't just common, it's the new normal? With 40% of first marriages ending in divorce, people are rethinking relationships like never before. In this video, we'll reveal 3 eye-opening reasons behind this trend. One of them might completely surprise you. Let's get started. Why has divorce become so common today? One of the key reasons lies in the way we perceive marriage itself. It used to be seen as a social requirement, but now it's all about personal choice. Decades ago, getting married was simply expected. It wasn't just about love, it was about fulfilling social obligations. Family, religion, and even community pressure often played a huge role in pushing people into marriage, whether they were truly ready or not. Today, however, things are different. People are now prioritizing their own happiness and fulfillment over societal expectations. They want relationships that align with their values and personal goals. If that doesn't happen, divorce is no longer seen as a failure, but rather as a step towards self-improvement. For example, in the past, many people got married simply because it was expected by their families or their culture. Now, individuals are more focused on finding the right partner, someone they genuinely connect with. And if that connection fades, they're not afraid to walk away. This shift from social obligation to personal choice has completely transformed the way we view marriage, and ultimately, how we handle divorce. As marriage shifted from being a social obligation to a personal choice, another major change followed. People now expect marriage to bring happiness and fulfillment, and if it doesn't, they're not afraid to walk away. In the past, marriage was seen as a lifelong commitment, something you had to stick with no matter what. Even if a couple was unhappy, they often stayed together for the sake of family, children, or social expectations. But today, things have changed dramatically. Modern culture places a high value on personal happiness and self-fulfillment. If a relationship no longer brings joy, many people see divorce not as a failure, but as a path to a better life. This shift is largely driven by cultural changes. Individualism and personal growth are now seen as more important than sticking to a lifelong commitment that doesn't bring happiness. Ultimately, modern relationships are built on the belief that happiness is a priority, and if marriage doesn't provide it, divorce is seen as a natural and acceptable choice. What do you think? Do you believe marriage should always be about personal happiness? Or is it still important to honor long-term commitment, even when things get tough? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. By the way, the changing views on marriage aren't the only major shift we're seeing in relationships today. More and more people are also choosing not to have children, and the reasons behind this trend might surprise you. If that's a topic you're curious about, check out our video 3 alarming reasons why more people are saying no to kids. You'll find the link in the description below. Beyond changing views on marriage and happiness, there's another critical factor driving the rise in divorce rates: financial independence. In the past, many stayed in unhappy marriages because they simply couldn't afford to leave. But today, that's no longer the case for many. Financial dependence, especially for women, was a major barrier to leaving a marriage. Divorce often meant economic instability, which forced many to stay in unhappy relationships for the sake of survival. But in today's world, financial independence has changed everything. Thanks to greater access to education, career opportunities, and income equality, more people, especially women, now have the resources to leave a marriage if it no longer works for them. For example, according to Pew Research, the percentage of women in the workforce has nearly doubled since the 1950s. More women than ever are becoming financially self-sufficient, which allows them to prioritize their personal well-being over staying in an unhappy marriage. This shift toward financial independence has empowered people to make choices based on happiness and compatibility, rather than financial necessity. This brings us to the third reason: the influence of media and social networks. While financial independence has reshaped personal relationships, media has played a huge role in changing how society views divorce. Through movies, TV shows, and social media, the once taboo topic of divorce is now more visible and openly discussed than ever. Divorce was once a hidden subject, something people were ashamed to talk about. But today, pop culture often portrays it as a natural part of life.
Divorced.
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 Divorce her.
Characters in TV shows face divorce as just another chapter in their journey, and audiences are encouraged to see it as a step towards self-discovery. Celebrities, too, have made divorce less stigmatized. When public figures like Kim Kardashian and Kanye West navigated their highly publicized split, the focus wasn't just on the drama, it was also on co-parenting and personal growth. Their ability to handle such challenges with a sense of purpose has made divorce seem more relatable and less shameful. Of course, not every celebrity divorce is handled so gracefully. Take Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, for example. Their public split wasn't just a breakup. It was more like a multi-season courtroom drama with plot twists worthy of Hollywood. While traditional media has played a big role in normalizing divorce, social media has taken it to a whole new level. Platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok have become spaces where people openly share their personal divorce stories. These platforms allow individuals to turn their divorces into relatable narratives. By sharing their experiences, they help others feel less alone and create a sense of community around a topic that was once isolating. For example, influencers and public figures often document their divorces in real time. They post updates, share their feelings, and even offer advice to others going through similar experiences. This openness makes divorce seem less like a failure and more like a stepping stone to personal growth. But here's some good news. Despite the widespread perception that divorce is everywhere, the numbers tell a different story. Divorce rates in the US are at some of their lowest levels in decades. As of 2024, there are approximately 14 divorces per 1,000 women, compared to 22 per 1,000 women in the 1980s. This steady decline shows that fewer marriages are ending in divorce. Why is this happening? One key reason is that people are getting married later in life. By waiting, they are more likely to be financially stable, emotionally mature, and better aligned with their partners. Another factor is the declining number of marriages overall. Many couples now choose to cohabitate rather than marry, which means fewer relationships are formally ending in divorce. Education also plays a role. Research shows that individuals with higher education levels tend to have more stable marriages. And as college attendance has risen, so has marital stability. So, while divorce is more visible and normalized in culture, the numbers tell us that fewer people are choosing it than ever before. It's an interesting paradox that reflects how relationships are evolving in modern society. That said, what do you think? Is divorce truly the new normal? Or are we just seeing a more honest approach to relationships? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.